know what time it is. You're listening to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Glen, and George. What's going on, fellas?
Nothing much, man. Another day, another dollar.
I know, right? You ain't lying. What's up? What's going on, Mo? What's going on?
It's all good, man. It's great times in Commander Land, man. Let's talk about it.
George, what's good, homie?
What's good? Since I'm here in Southwest Florida, I don't need Amazon Prime to watch tonight's game, so I've been enjoying that for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, I had to buy Amazon Prime now. Now I have to actually buy that, and it's like hurts my feeling because usually I do some crickets. I do some crickets.
That's
stuff.
okay. I'm paying for Peacock, which I was already paying for even before the NFL got on there for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, I pay for Peacock because I watch wrestling.
That's one of the reasons.
I got Peacock too. Peacock kind of just low key is kind of like it has a lot of good shows actually.
For soccer, and I was gonna say I was paying for soccer in the Olympics even before.
They made a lot of money off the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money off Olympics.
Oh yeah, because you go back and watch things that you didn't normally would see that wasn't major sport.
No,
yeah. So
they just need to do a better job with their commercials on their streaming.
Yeah, they need to promote their brand of Peacock more. To be honest with you, too, like I felt like they don't do a good job of it. But this is a Commander show, so I'm not going to talk about other streaming platforms. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG at ABG_everything. Also, we're on TikTok. It's at ABG_everything. And again, we are also streaming on the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. I mean, not YouTube channel. Yes, excuse me. The Urban Sports Scene X channel. Excuse me. So make sure you follow to listen to this live stream there too as well if you need to. But if we want you to go to our Urban All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. So hit that red subscribe button. Also like this video. All right, man, y'all. It's time for the pregame. So we have on tap. We'll talk about the Washington Commanders being linked to a hypothetical trade. I say hypothetical, like I know it is. A hypothetical trade with Las Vegas Raiders for Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams. So, all right, it's been reported that Las Vegas wide receiver Davante Adams and the organization are open to a possible trade. There are multiple teams that want his services. Would Washington be a good fit for him and Jaden Daniels? I'm gonna start with you, George.
I tend to think yes, because, and I know that there are intricacies with, what kind of routes certain receivers like to run and those sorts of things. But I think when you got a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, there are very few wide receivers that aren't going to be a good fit. Mm-hmm. And because of that reason alone, I'm going to say yes. Plus the fact, Davante Adams has played with some decent wide receivers. I don't think he's played with anybody as good as Terry McLaurin. And I think having a guy that good on the other side would make Davante Adams a potentially lethal wide receiver. So I'm going to say, I know about
more lethal. He's already lethal. You mean more lethal?
Well, that's true. Even more lethal. You're right. And I know about the former comments and what he said about Washington and the fans and all that other stuff. That doesn't mean beans to me.
Gotcha. Hey, let me go, my man Mo. I know my man Mo is very opinionated about Davante Adams. What's going on, bro?
Hey, man. Is it a good fit for him and Jake Downs? Absolutely be a good fit. You're talking about one of the elite premier receivers in the league. He's played with Jimmy Garoppolo, for Pete's sake. The way Jake Daniels spin that ball down the field, and as George said, 17 on the other side. It'd be awkward not calling him 17, but
he's 17. He is still 17. But go ahead though. So.
You know what I mean? So things like that. It'd be. He's a great route runner, like notoriously the best in the league. Mm-hmm. Jaden Daniels is already as accurate as ever. Like that's the match made in heaven. It's not like you got to adjust to a big body receiver. You got to figure out, or like a speedy, like not that he's not fast, but like I'm talking about one like a Deshaun Jackson type speedy guy where you guys need time to sync up. Man, Davante Adams gets cornerbacks out of his box in the picture so beautifully. That's going to be a match made in heaven. One that I do not want to see. So, keep that out of here.
Hey, Glenn. Thoughts on
would it be a good fit? I'm going against the grain, man. I don't want to see it.
No, it's a good fit. That's not the question. Is it a good fit?
Is it a good
Would
fit?
it be a good fit?
No.
Not if you don't want to see it.
No.
All right. Why wouldn't it be a good fit?
I'll tell you why it wouldn't be a good fit in Washington, because it breaks up the chemistry that's already been established. And it will break up guys like Noah Brown, who's trying to reassert himself to be a wide receiver in this league. And so it wouldn't be a good fit because somebody has to go, right? Not keeping everybody. You're not keeping you're not keeping a Luke McCaffrey, you know what I'm saying? You're not keeping a Dehami Brown, y'all boy, right? Because if Davante Adams comes, Dehami Brown is gone.
He's definitely gonna be gone. I mean, it shouldn't be gone.
He's on the first Greyhound out of DC.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right?
But that'll be fine.
But again,
that's a problem.
It's not a problem. But right now you don't need them because the chemistry that's going on, and there's good chemistry there. You have players who are trying to reestablish themselves. Mm-hmm. You don't need anything to rock the boat. Don't mess with the chemistry when everything is going well, right? You don't add a new piece to it. You don't mess with things, right? It would have been a great fit back in August. It would have been a great fit during training camp. Right now, it's not a great fit for this team or Jaden Daniels to have to learn another receiver, to learn someone else in this scheme. No, it's not a great fit. And people talk about Terry McLaurin. Davante Adams comes. Terry McLaurin barely get footballs now. So you know what's going to happen. Davante Adams steps on the field.
That's fair.
Listeners out there, please excuse Glenn. He was just playing. He was just playing devil's advocate, y'all.
No, I'm serious.
No, he means it. I know he means it. I know Glenn means it. Paul add talent. My man Mike said preach to Glenn. So Glenn has it. So in terms of fit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I guess I could say I don't know when it comes to Jaden Daniels, like. Because, Davante Adams, sometimes you just throw him the ball. Sometimes he ain't open, but he's open. You know what I mean? Like, you seen it. Like he makes plays. So, is Jaden comfortable throwing those 50-50 balls to a Davante Adams? I guess that would be a thing, right? Because, I mean, as much as I like Terry ain't Davante Adams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Terry. Yeah, I know, I love Terry. But Davante Adams is a whole different beast. But there's something Glenn did say that's true. I think that does. And I spoke to my friend who played in the league, Lee Bodden, and he was talking about how, getting a Davante Adams would be sweet, but it's something like chemistry. Chemistry in a football locker room is important. That even with a guy that may not be as valued on your team, it's something about having chemistry. And like when you jar that chemistry, it does impact your locker room. But now in terms of football fit, obviously it's a football. Man, you're talking about a young quarterback getting one of the best receivers in the game. Of course it's a great fit. No matter what it is, to be honest with you. Like, if you have an opportunity to make that trade, you can make that trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not giving up anybody a true value, probably, because you're not going to be honest with you. And you don't want to give up, and we'll talk about that too later on, but depending on what you're giving up for him is the real question. But in terms of the actual player and fit, he's a good fit because he's Davante Adams. Like, if I had Justin Jefferson, if I was trading for Justin Jefferson, it'd be a good fit. If I'm trading for Davante Adams, it's a good fit. It's a number one.
That's why I made the PSA for Glenn, man.
No, because if you're looking at this team, and I understand we talk about fit. See, when I'm talking about fit, I'm putting the whole.
We're gonna get to those type of stuff. Though I know what you're talking about. We're gonna get to that type of stuff. So that's what we got. There's layers to it. We initially gotta talk about if it's a good fit. Then we can break down what you're talking about. I think your points are valid. Like, don't get it twisted. Your points are valid. I just think we just gotta break it down to whatever. But just in terms of a football fit, is it a football fit? Mike came out, said the cap hit ain't worth it. Wole, we still growing and next season. Next season.
No cap.
So we'll talk about that too here. Here you go. We'll talk about that too.
I definitely got a disagreement with him on that.
We'll talk about that too. We'll talk about it. We gotta give it time. So Paul said, if they won on Sunday, I would trade him for him. I would trade for him because now we are serious. Yes, true.
I think Paul's actually got a point with that.
Yeah,
I think Paul's got a point with that. If they win Sunday, they really are serious. Because I think if they win Sunday, 7-1 is not out of the realm of possibility.
That's a whole different discussion. All right, so this is something I'm gonna go with. This is for you, Glenn. Do you see him and Terry McLaurin being able to work together? Because I think that's something you talked about. Kind of, you vaguely talked about it. Would they?
I think when you get people in the locker room, I think over a period of time they will be able to work together and complement each other. Okay. But you're throwing into. I'm talking about right now, week 5 of the NFL season. Does that make a good fit? No, because the team is on a high in the chemistry. So do I see him and Terry? I think him and Terry can work together. I think Terry at this point wants to win football games, right? I don't think Terry doesn't care about the stats. I think we care about the stats, but I see a different Terry McLaurin who's happy that they're winning. Remember, he's been there when this team has not won. And so he sees this team winning, and they see the excitement that's around this team. So just to answer the question, if Davante Adams did come to the Washington Commanders, I can see him and Terry McLaurin eventually working well together.
George.
Absolutely, and here's why. Davante Adams is leaving not a terribly dysfunctional situation, but a difficult situation if he leaves. Him and Antonio Pierce clearly aren't on the same page. Whose fault that is whose fault that is. I ain't going to say anything bad about either guy because I like Antonio Pierce, and I've always thought Davante Adams was a hell of a receiver. You're coming to a locker room that's established already, a new culture that is established with a coach who's got a demonstrated record at not only reaching players, but even reaching difficult players and getting everybody to get along. You've got an offensive system that I think Davante Adams would be fairly excited to be in because you've got an offensive coordinator who's really good at getting wide receivers open and a quarterback that's good at delivering the football.
Yeah.
I think this locker room is strong enough with guys like Bobby Wagner, leaders like Terry McLaurin, that I think any of the diva things that people are worried about with Davante Adams, I don't think are going to be as big a problem here. Because, again, we got to remember something, too. This is not the dysfunctional Washington locker rooms of the previous eras. That because if you want evidence of it, we've been frustrated with Allen and Payne, right? And Allen and Payne have been saying things that we don't like. But I think what you saw last week is Allen and Payne saying, well, we better get our act together and play, or are we going to be out of here? And we don't want to really be out of here now because things have turned around. So I trust this coaching staff. I trust the culture of the locker room. I trust the leaders in the locker room to make that work.
Hey, Mo, thoughts, man? Do you think they're a good fit? I'm talking about like Terry. Do they mesh? Terry and
I gotta stop it. We talking about the best route runner in the game. We're talking about a receiver that's better than Terry. Like, it might take a couple of weeks for him to get acclimated to the playbook and stuff like that. Yeah. But, geez, let's not make this difficult. Olamide Zacchaeus had 6 catches last week. You telling me Davante Adams can't take his 6? Davante Adams can't take his 6? What? Let's not make
that's a good point, bro.
Hey, man,
it is.
Let's not make this French. You know what I mean? Let's not make this really difficult. We're talking about a top 5 player at his position. Like, at his position.
Arguably the best receiver, like, for a while. Like, arguably the best receiver.
Hey, you could tell him the route as he's leaving the huddle. Figure it out. Come on. That'd be a top 3 tandem in the league.
And Glenn makes an interesting point about the chemistry, but Glenn, you also said this. You said a month ago we'd absolutely do it. I find it hard to believe that winning all of a sudden says, "Oh no, we don't want to add talent just because we're winning." I think if anything, that's makes the encouragement, because look, a month ago I would have laughed at any of you on this panel if you just said, "Oh, we're going to start so well that we're going to be thinking about buying at the trade deadline." I would have looked at you funny and said, "There's something wrong here." But that's where we are. And look, to Glenn's point and Michael Underwood's point about we don't need him. This is JD5 so far this year. We know about the completion percentage. He's number 1. He's tied for 3rd in yards per pass attempt, which for me is the number 1 metric more than just about anything else in as a quarterback. He's 3rd in passer rating. He's 2nd in first down passing percentage. So Glenn and Michael Underwood are right. The passing offense is doing well. They're 12th in passing offense. That's not terrible either. But here's the other side, and this is why I think Mo and I are in agreement on this. They've only got 3 passing touchdowns. That's in the bottom 5 or 6 of the league. And that's not terrible. And it's not because Daniel's doing a bad job, but it's like, if you throw another receiver of that level in this offense, you might be talking about nitroglycerin, and I mean blowing up all over these defenses. You're talking about an offense that could really be turbocharged.
Well, you know I'm a running guy anyway. I don't care how many passes, touchdowns he has.
He's a running guy.
I understand that.
So if you inside, I believe if you inside the 10-yard line, you run the ball anyway. Right? I don't like to see quarterbacks. I don't like to see quarterbacks in shot. I don't like to see quarterbacks in shotgun inside the 10. Right? Put that bad boy underneath center and go run a little bit of power counter and get in the end zone. Right? That's what you got. That's what you running backs money. All right. I don't need to see the fade right in the corner and all that stuff. Right? Nah. Get the ball in the end zone. So again, when I say a month ago, and I want you guys to understand this, and when I talk about a month ago, I'm talking about training camp, right? Maybe a little month and a half ago. So that's where you build that cohesiveness. That's where you spend time with your guys. That's when you spend time with team, right? That's what I'm talking about a month ago, right? If you're gonna pull a trigger, because let's be honest, we all know Davante Adams was on a trade on a trade block months ago, right? For a while. That people wanted to get him, and they try to pull the trigger. Now getting closer to the trade deadline, and that name and stuff is coming up again. So if Washington really wanted to make a push, they could have made the push, got rid of Jahan, right? Before they got rid of Jahan, got freed up to Davante Adams in and worked the deal that way. Excuse me. At this point, there's no need. Not saying he's not a great player, Mo, because he is one of the top 5 receivers in the league, right? But remember, he's been standing on the sideline in street clothes for the last month, right? Making $1 million a game. Right?
No, just last week. He played before that. Just last week.
No, he didn't play 2 weeks ago.
No. He played that game.
He played.
He played
He beat the Ravens.
He beat the Ravens. He beat the Ravens. He had 100 some yards. No,
okay.
He's been playing. He's been playing.
So again, looking at that aspect, you need a guy who comes in if it's anytime after the season, fine. Let this young team that you already have, 30 new players that came into this on this team who are Dan Quinn guys, who are Cliff Kingsbury guys, and let them ride this thing out and let them build something here. Add your pieces later on, but not right now.
So for me, like, you can go either way, man. Like, it's hard. It's not complicated to me. I feel like there's obviously like a chance where if I'm back to the original question about Terry McLaurin, like, wide receivers have egos regardless of the fact, right? So like if Terry's not getting touches because of like Mo, I agree with you. We both agree. I think we all agree that like Davante is by far the better receiver, right? So, but Terry, because of longevity here, he's on and what he's dealt with, and that now he's starting to see some success with the rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. Is it certain, your Eagles gonna take a hit a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all not hearing me.
You know what?
He's a top 5 receiver in the league.
Oh no, I agree.
So
you got him top 5. I say arguably 1 when he has a quarterback. I think arguably 1 when he has a quarterback.
Exactly. So he's going to get his numbers. He's going to get his numbers regardless. It's not like he's coming here and he's going to become. I'm not saying he's not going to be number 1 option in the sense, but Daniels isn't going to start force feeding him the ball. That's not it. It's let them work off of each other. Like they're both high level Pro Bowl type level receivers, and like their route running is going to get them open because one of them has to take the coverage. Yeah. Like in simple football terms, one of them is going to take the coverage and the other one is going to start feasting. When he starts feasting, they're going to start rotating that way, and then he's going to start feasting. It's just going to be an easier game than throwing the ball to Olamide as a kid.
I agree. Like,
there's no way
he's going to disrupt
the offense. There's no way he's going to disrupt this offense.
No way. I don't even know if they run the same roster for him. I'm interested how Kingsbury calls the game for him though. Because sometimes
Kingsbury had AJ Green and D-Hop in Arizona, and he made AJ Green look like a shadow of himself.
Exactly. So you get my point. Yeah, I agree with you. So like to your point, you just said it like he had 2, right? He had 2 dudes, right? That's my point. So I want to see how that works because it's easier
process the field.
Yeah. But even he's still learning. So even the rookie, you know what I mean? You're still doing a rookie quarterback. It's not like he's seeing the whole. I'm not saying he's not seeing the whole field. He is seeing the field. Don't get it twisted. But it's still a learning process to digest the whole field as a rookie. But that's a valid point. That comparison of what we saw with D-Hop and AJ Green. Like AJ Green wasn't totally like done at that particular point in time, but the offense was definitely geared for more than for D-Hop.
All day.
Exactly. So I'm interested to see how that would work. Like, so for Terry, I would be interested to see how it works. But again, you're right. Like, when no one's making the argument at that time, Hopkins was probably the best receiver between the two. But to your point, AJ Green wasn't chopped liver, but he wasn't really being utilized. So I guess that's the thing. Like, how would that work out? But you know what? I'm not. I said a while ago. I'm not going to be negative on Cliff his past because during his tenure, his current tenure, it seems like he's improved from last year. So, I mean, not last year, improved from his last stint in the NFL he was a head coach, he was still a play caller at the same time. Paul said, hold up, what was his stats versus the Ravens? Adams. He went over 100 yards. He fried the Ravens. Davante fried the Ravens.
I put in the chat already. He had 9 receptions for 110 yards.
Yeah, he fried the Ravens. Yeah, he fried the Ravens. I watched that game. He cooked Stevens and them. He cooked them.
And it was all second half.
All second half, bro. All second half. He fried.
All second half, like after halftime.
Yeah, I agree. Mike said Jaden is making plays with players that the defense aren't focused on and making plays. That's true, he is. But I mean, when you got it, but to Bo's point, man, when you got talent. I'm gonna tell you off the rip, so make y'all know. I don't think they need to get Adams. I'm that person. But if you're telling me but I'm gonna be real with you. If they got him, I'm not mad. I'm not gonna be out here saying like bad move. I'm gonna be out here saying yes, great move.
Right.
Like
if they get him, I'm not mad. Right.
Yeah.
If Adam Peters decides to get him, it depends on what he gives up for him. And that's to me.
Nah, y'all gotta pick a side. Y'all ain't letting y'all ride the fence like that.
No. The question is not even about riding Mo. It's not even about riding the fence.
The price point does matter, Mo. The price point does matter, Mo.
I didn't say the price point didn't matter. I'm just talking about this.
You can't box yourself. Price point matters because you can't put yourself in a box for Davante Adams, right? And the team had other needs. And my point is, I never said he wasn't a great receiver. The question was, does he fit for this team now? And to me, I don't think he fits. If Adam Peters thinks he fit and they bring him in, I'm not gonna be on here hating on the dude, right? I'm gonna be on here saying, you know what? Adam Peters made a move. Washington got this for him, and guess what? I hope he performs this week. So I'm not hating on him, but I just don't think the team right now needs Davante Adams, and I don't think Davante Adams wants Washington. Just be honest.
We got a comment on IG. Washington Com. He says use the picks, trade capital elsewhere. Offense is humming right now. Plus, don't want any locker room disruptions. I don't think he'd be a locker room disruption.
I don't understand how a right now number 5 receiver maybe.
Well, I'm gonna keep this a buck. He not even a dude that's a locker room disruption for real. He's not that type of dude.
I don't think people mean disruption like a problem, right? Disruption means we have guys here that we've gotten used to, and now we're gonna have to get used to him coming into the locker room. Not that people that don't know him. It is not that he's gonna be a problem child. Doesn't mean he's gonna have police. None of that stuff. It just means that there's a certain chemistry you have, and when you add somebody into your wide receiver room, add somebody in there. He's a veteran. He may want things a certain way. It disrupts your young guys. And we have young guys. Some people get intimidated, right? And messes the locker room up. Some young guys that get their confidence to get shot. Oh, Davante Adams taking my balls. So it's not about being a disruption as a problem. It's being a disruption about the mental capacity of some younger guys that's in the room that may not be able to handle a Davante Adams coming into this locker room. And also the disruption is, what does Washington get rid of to bring him in? And that's another thing, because people have animosity when their boy gets shipped off to.
But Glenn, it's going to be trade capital. There's nobody for them to trade for. It's going to be trade capital. I mean, it's going to be draft capital for the most part.
Yeah, it probably is.
We know that.
And if you throw in a Diami, that's a bonus. You know,
it's a bonus. I'm just saying.
That's not going to disrupt anything.
That's
like that's going to help Diami get an opportunity. Yeah. That's going to help them get They traded Diami for Davante Adams for this season until 2000. I mean, if you're as successful as you say you're going to be with the acquisition of him, right? Then you're probably a playoff team, or you're on the fringe playoffs. You're still drafting 15, 16, 17, 18. You know what I mean? Like there, unless you make the playoffs, then you're 20, what? You're 20. What
my man Paul said, which I do like. Paul had a good point.
Paul
had a good. Well, this is the thing. I think I like this one. This is what Todd said. He said, "You don't make this trade unless you are all in for this season." And so this is the thing with George. I think George said, if you beat Cleveland and you win a couple of the games, now you're on that level where you are having to think about your competition in the postseason, because now you're looking like a postseason team. Now, Glenn, you're the one that said like they're not rebuilding. Now it's not rebuilding. Like, to be real with you, if you start to get to a 7-1, you may not want to go into the postseason with just these weapons. You may see yourself going against the Detroit Lions and be like, yo, I need more. I need more against them. I played Tampa. I already saw what they did to us. I may need a little bit more to beat Tampa. Like, now if I have this guy, we beat Tampa. We can contend with Detroit. Now that the narrative changes for your whole organization to a point where, all right, we thought we are going to be this way. Now we're looking at ourselves this way. Maybe we need to get this hired gun.
Right. But what my
and
thing
then
is,
you get the
we haven't gotten there yet, and so this and what we're working our way slowly there. But when you get Davante Adams, you add into the offense is already clicking, right? Yeah. So they say defense wins championships. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to get Davante Adams and still let your defense be trash?
I mean, depending on what you can get.
George,
go right into it.
George, you're not getting 42 every week,
George,
right?
Go into that question. That's your question.
Okay, so that is the thing that we were talking about before. Should we wait on Davante Adams and see what kind of defensive players are available? For example, not that this is the case, but since we're talking in hypotheticals, let's talk in hypotheticals. Suppose we go to the Raiders and they say, Max Crosby's available. Because if Max Crosby's available, I can forget about Davante Adams if Max Crosby's available as a for instance. I mean, it's hypothetical. We are talking in hypothetical.
Crosby and Pierce are like this. That's definitely not a thing.
I mean, you're right, but you talk about that level of a defensive player.
Yeah, that would have to be. I think like you said, like Hassan Reddick is that's like a player.
Hassan Reddick's a way more realistic example.
Yeah,
yes.
So I don't think like of a defensive end. Yeah, I feel like defensive end is more important for this team than like a wide receiver. In my opinion, that's more important. Or a cornerback. But I guess if there's levels to it though. Like I know what are we talking about Davante Adams. There's levels to it though. Like
George, you're not going to find a better defensive player available for trade right now that's better than Davante Adams is.
Well, I was going to say, Max Crosby's about the only one I could think of at this point that would even be.
There's levels to it. So if I'm Adam Peters, right? I guess if I'm Adam Peters and I'm the GM and I'm in there and it's like, man, we can get Hassan Reddick and he's a 10-sack dude. That's good. Like, he's a solid 10-sack dude. And really, the last 3 years, he became like a 10-sack dude. But it is what it is. But then I got Davante Adams on the market, and I know that's an easy thou and some. Double-digit touchdowns makes my quarterback's life a little easier. I will kind of like. I ain't gonna lie. We doing it off of that. I'm gonna go if Davante's really obtainable for like nothing crazy, like nothing like you mortgage in your future. I'm going for Davante.
And I would argue this. The leverage is not on the Raiders' side here, so I think Davante Adams can be had for a reasonable price.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Stephon Diggs got traded for nothing for basically pennies. I feel like a top receiver, it can happen depending on. It can happen.
Davante Adams, the element of this that's going to make this unrealistic is anybody that trades for him has to then renegotiate with him.
That's the thing.
He has $7 million left on here that is not guaranteed, but if he plays, he's going to make that rate, and that rate's not going to work. It's not going to work. Plus, another thing we need to think about is Terry McLaurin's last season for his contract is next year.
True.
Like, so you ain't going to go in paying two receivers that kind of bread, that kind of money, right? It doesn't look formidable for this.
Good point, buddy.
Right? That's a lot of money because the wide receiver money keeps going up. I don't think Davante is going to command $30 million again on his extension or whatever it is because of his age and coming to a new team and all that kind of stuff. I don't think he's going to command that, but it's still going to be a price because the number keeps jumping up each wide receiver that signs, right? So Davante is going to have to negotiate a contract extension. If I'm him coming to a new team, it's going to happen now. So that means you guys are going to trade for him and sign him within a week.
I agree with that. And by the way,
there's a comment. Deluxe said Jaden's on his rookie contract. Could pair Adams and Terry with them for the next 2 to 3 years until Jaden gets paid.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Deluxe. Yes.
So when Jaden gets paid, who goes?
You got to pay a lot of defenders.
Understood. Oh, a lot of who?
You got to pay a lot of defenders because
you see this defense. You see the defense.
I'm talking about because you ain't got none, so you got to go.
Oh, you mean outside? Man, you can try draft some, man. Do some work.
Build draft.
Do some work.
Same situation. I don't care how much you add to this offense. You can't have. You don't win Super Bowls having shootouts every week.
Right? I agree with that too.
Because here it is. You don't because can we all be honest? If the Cincinnati Bengals, if Washington doesn't score on every possession, they lose to the Bengals.
I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
They lose to the Bengals, right? They
That's
scored
true.
on every possession. The Bengals got field goals. Washington scored touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Defense does not stop anybody. Yeah, the defense looked good this week, last week. But they still gave up with 200 some yards up, right? Almost 290.
That's not bad for today's NFL, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I know. I'm the one who said they needed to give up on the 300. I was the one. Y'all looked at me like I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But again, they still not where they're supposed to be at. So why would I add as I'm a GM? I'm not going to add to this offense this year a Davante Adams unless he falls into my lap, right? Where he falls into my lap where it's good. I'm not going to go pressure and go get him.
So
right?
let me ask you this then.
If I'm a GM, I'm gonna fine tune my defense. What can I get out here now to get these guys to where they need to be at? And guess what? I got what I need for right now.
You said it. You mentioned it a couple of times now, Glenn. You said price tag. You said what you have to give away. What kind of draft compensation would it take for you guys to be comfortable to acquire him?
That's good. Yeah.
Like what are we thinking? Like for a 31-year-old wide receiver who's going to turn 32 by the end of the year, he has to have a contract added to the end of it. What is good draft compensation?
This defense needs to give us I agree. Just
I'll step in here. I would not. I think you could offer them a 3rd round pick in 2025 and they'd take it. But if I'm feeling generous and feeling charitable, I'll give them a 5th in 2026 that can go up to a 4th depending on if we win a playoff game or some other escalator. Because look, Vegas has very little leverage here. Outside of the contract, which is probably going to be renegotiated, everybody knows he wants out, and everybody knows they want to trade him. So that doesn't help your price at all. Everybody knows that Adams is wanting out of there as badly as possible. They also need to do it quick because look, they're 2-2. Their season's not over. If this festers, it could wreck whatever chance they've got to have a season, and they still have a chance. So to me, all of that puts them on the side of they need to make a deal, and they need to make a deal quick, and they cannot drive a hard bargain. So I'll be the one. So in this, one pick, maybe 2.
Wow.
Because what leverage do they have? They don't want this to linger over it.
I'm about to go next. I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting. So for me, the age scares me. It's the age is the only problem for me. But I feel like with his skill set, it don't really matter. So I definitely not doing. Paul has 3rd and 4th. He has a 3rd and 4th round pick. Like that's his.
I'll give him. Like I said, I'll give him a 1 in 2026 that can go up from like a 5th to a 4th. That's fine.
I may be generous.
With a 3rd in 2025.
But is it 1 pick or is it 2 picks with the other option at the end? That's what I need clarification on.
2. It's 2. If I'm feeling generous, I'll give him 1 pick in 25 and 1 pick in 26.
What is it? What is you talking about feeling generous? What is it? Because I think that matters.
A 2025 3rd.
Davante Adams for a 3rd rounder. Just 1 3rd
rounder. A 2025 3rd and a 2026 5th that can become a 4th.
Okay.
That's cool. Okay,
that's what I was thinking.
I'm giving up a number 2. I'm giving up a 2nd round pick.
That's what I'm giving. I'm giving him a 2nd.
And I'm giving up a 3rd round pick.
So I'm giving him you want 3rd? Okay, you're a beast. I'm a 2nd.
If he's my guy, right?
I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a 2nd and 4th.
We could drive a hard bargain with these guys. They do not have time on their side here.
I even do one more. I do a 2nd, and if you want, I would really be more comfortable with a 2nd and Diami and see if you'd be good with that.
Well, that's that scammer, man.
No, I'm serious. I feel like a 2nd is good for his age.
No. If you give them a 2nd, they'll take it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you gave them just a 2nd, they'd take it.
That's why I asked George.
That's
why I asked George that because a 3rd rounder is not a guaranteed 4-year player. You know what I mean? A 1st rounder is that's why when I look at trades, a 1st rounder is worth 5 years, right? A first rounder is worth 5 years. A 2nd rounder is exactly 4 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to get so you're trading away a player that's going to be younger, and you can have for 4 years at under $2 million.
Yeah.
Essentially, for
a
31-year-old that you're going to have to pay $20 to $5 million.
Yeah.
Hey, all honesty, I'm gonna be honest, and y'all may hate me in the chat. You know what I'm giving them? I'm giving him a second or third round pick. Deron Payne or Jonathan Allen, take your pick.
They gotta give us more than they give us back more than.
Bro,
I mean, they're gonna have to throw us a pick back in that case.
Only because he's 31. I know what you're right, but only because he's 31.
They got to give you back a draft pick too.
Yeah, they got to give you a good draft pick too. Because he's 31.
They got like a fourth.
Give me cash to give them cats about.
I think you got to give back a third, bro. He saw a second, a third, and a. No, you got to get at least a third round.
A second or a third. Second or a third, and
he's giving him a second for Davante, and then he's giving a third for. Then he's giving John Allen to get back and forth. Or third.
No, he's taking a third. He said second and third.
I'm giving a second or a third.
Or third. Oh my bad. I thought you said
or third with Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen.
All right.
And this is my thinking behind that, right?
That's cool.
Because
that's cool.
If I gotta pay Davante Adams in a couple years, right? Or I gotta restructure his contract. I'm getting to one of the biggest contracts that I have who's not producing. Out of here.
But here's the point. We don't need to do that because we have the cap space that we can absorb that whole contract right now. We don't have to move any money. We don't have to restructure any deals. We've got the cap space for this. There's hardly any other team in this potential Davante Adams derby that can do that. They're all going to have to restructure. They're all going to have to mess around with their cap to make it work for a new deal. We don't have to do that.
But you have to get money to buy players, George. You don't have good players.
I understand that, but
so you can't get Davante and continue to add free agents. You're going to have to hit on every draft pick.
Well, Adam Peters is a pretty good drafter, so I'm not.
Nobody hits on almost all the draft picks. Cut it out, George. What fairy tale y'all in?
I want to answer Deluxe. I don't care. I mean, I'm not. I like Jonathan Allen, right? I like his talking. I like all that. I just don't like the way he performs on Sundays. He's gotten better. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm just a real. I
mean, I don't disagree with Glenn in this regard. I said it at the start of the year. I think Allen or Payne will be traded in this offseason. So it's not as if Allen or Payne won't or couldn't get traded in the offseason. So you can still.
Wow.
Go ahead. Well, keep going, George. Nobody's stopping you.
No, I get where you're coming from, Mo, but I've said it all along. I think Allen or Payne will get dealt in this offseason. The next 12 or 13 weeks could change that, but I think you can deal one of them because there is going to be a market for them. They are very talented. They have produced in this league. They haven't done it lately, admittedly, but I think they can get something for one of them. And again, we're in a way better cap position than nearly anybody else who's going to be trying to get Adams. And I think that matters.
You know my pick of the D tackle that needs to go.
Yes, he played good. He played good last week, so I meant to call you. I meant to call you.
Where was he at the first 3 weeks?
I told you he got pressure in his first 3 weeks. He got pressure. But I meant to call you. He had sack. He had a sack. I meant to call you. Look. See, I'm consistent.
Glad I was out of the country.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I was out of the country too.
Yeah.
I was out of the country too.
Unbelievable.
So hey, Chase Young will be a free agent next spring. Come back home. Hey, go ahead, chill out. Folks don't like Chase. I like Chase, but y'all folks don't like Chase, so it's all good.
Don't get me started.
I know. I ain't gonna mess with y'all, man. Y'all not gonna mess with my hometown, folks. If we giving up Payne, especially Payne, with years still left on his contract, that pick drops to a third or fourth.
I got no problem with that statement.
Dandon Allen has regressed a lot more than Payne, in my opinion. I agree. I agree with that. Allen, yeah, I do. I mean, I like Jonathan Allen though, so I'm not one of the people who hate on Jonathan Allen. I'll put that out there. Allen gets so much hate for being frustrated. He just said what all players and fans were thinking.
I'm with you with that, Deluxe. I don't know why everybody's like he don't want to be here because he's.
I agree. I don't hate on Jonathan Allen. I like Jonathan Allen, but everybody, a lot of people they don't like his rah. Well, I don't know his his.
Well, you can do all that talking and not produce, and it gets tiresome.
I mean, but I thought he played good last. Like I said, he played good last week. So everybody,
both of them did. Both of them did.
Look, at the end of the day, it's a long season. Everybody, it's a long season. You know what I mean? Just like everybody says off the rip, like you'll have people act like this is the end all be all on some rookie quarterbacks, right? It's a long season. You don't know how it pans out. You know what I'm saying? Period. I don't care who you are, certain players, it just pans out. So like, yeah, right now it's sweet, but you don't know how it's going to be like 5 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never talk indefinites. I'm like, all right, it's all, once we get like towards a point of the season where you are who you are, then we can have that discussion. But it's still early in the season for anybody to be like, yo, I told y'all this person garbage, this person that, this person. Because I've seen DJ Moore start a season off slow, and all of a sudden he go crazy. You be like, oh snap, DJ Moore, one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that on. So I've seen the same thing with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper was starting the season slow, and all of a sudden he get like 5-6 straight games of that's balling. So yeah, we folks need this. Like I don't like when folks go indefinite, be like, well, I will be. And for this situation, use Jonathan Allen and Payne. They ain't good. Then all of a sudden they get like 5. They get a game where they get 3 sacks, or another game they get 2 sacks. Now the narrative changes, right? Because I used to have that, and I'd be on the flip side. I used to have that with Ryan Kerrigan. I'd be like, man, Ryan Kerrigan trash. I used to be like, then all of a sudden Ryan Kerrigan would have like a game where he get like 4 sacks against somebody. Then I had to shut up.
Let me clarify. I'm not saying they're not good, right?
Not you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. No. I'm looking at the chat. I'm saying in general. Like that's what I'm saying.
I think they're good players. I think they're learning the system. My thing is with them two guys, as much money as they're making, right? Their production should be higher, right? I know that there's a place where they're getting double teamed. You look at the stats, they're getting double teamed 50 or 60 times, 50 or 60% of the plays, right? So that means Luvu and Ingram should get the tackles, right? But Bobby Wagner should get the tackles, right? I get that. But what I'm talking about is where you have Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne are missing tackles, where they're missing things when it comes to them, right? I'm sorry, you're making too much money to miss tackles. And just saying, I would say the same thing if Terry.
No, I agree.
If Terry was dropping balls, you're making too much money to drop footballs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I agree. I'm just saying that you say that. But my point is, you say that now, but saying next week, they're like, all right, we're looking at what they happened last week. Then they follow another good week. You know what I'm saying? Then they follow another good week. Are you having that same narrative? Is that the same narrative? That's what I'm saying.
I'll have the same energy. I'll admit, okay, I was as a journalist or a reporter, I would say, you know what? Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne have bought into Joe Witt's system.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
They're starting to find themselves in a better position or predicament now. They're starting to get, I will admit that I'll be wrong, but we can't deny what they did for the.
No, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying like we can't add it as a definite. That's the thing. Like we can't go indefinite and say like they're not this or they're not that when it's still early in the season. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm saying. Like that's why it's like I can't say all right as much. I think Jaden is him, but all right, if Jaden has two bad games in a row, like you'll just say I'm not saying that's not saying that Jaden's a bad player.
Right, he's still him though.
He's still him. You know what I'm saying? Like you get what I'm saying? Because he showed you. Because in the beginning you saw the good. You know what I'm saying? Like now that stretch, you have a stretch of bad games. Then it's like, that's like now I'm saying he's trash. Nah, it's just that you still know you see the potential. That's all I'm saying. Is like, it's easy that for we as fans we do this like in the beginning, especially when it's early in the season. And when it's late in the season, I get it. Like I'm not gonna hold you. When it's late in the season, that's who you are in the season, and you need to step up or you need to get out. You know what I'm saying? But it's the beginning of the season. It's all good, it's all fresh, but also just like anything, the league adjusts, folks adjust. So it's how you have to adjust to the situation, how people coach, how defend you, how to play against you.
Yeah, and I'll go to add to your point, and I'm gonna add what something George said in the previous shows. Mm-hmm. We got to take into account Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen didn't play preseason either. So if you start adding those games in, and where they actually played games in this defense, I agree with Paul here. They started to hit their stride, right? Because you add those 3 preseason games. We had those 3 preseason games. It might have knocked out the first 2 or 3 games jitters with Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, and they felt more comfortable if they had played in the preseason.
Wole, you brought up a name that put a smile on my face because it was something I was thinking of when we were talking about trading for a receiver. Mm-hmm. 2018, Dallas loses in Washington when Kerrigan gets that defensive touchdown. At that point, the Cowboys were spinning their wheels. Their offense was stinking it up. They were going nowhere. They traded for Amari Cooper and gave up a first rounder for him.
That's true.
Amari Cooper cooked us on Thanksgiving.
Yes, he did.
That was, of course, right after poor old Alex Smith nearly died on the field and broke his leg.
He's a
And their
Washington.
season went that way, and Washington's season went right in the toilet and stayed there for another year. And I just want to point that out. Amari Cooper, that to me is one of the best examples of one of these trades working out at a trade deadline and absolutely changing everything for a team. And I do think Davante Adams could have that kind of impact, even though we're a pretty good offense right now as it stands.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one because Amari. I mean, Amari is also a great route runner, so that's a good.
Yes.
That's a very, very good comp. But the only thing, like, Amari was younger too, so it's a little harder.
Yeah, that's true.
He's second and a half year in the league.
I know. I was about to say.
I didn't want to burst your bubble.
Yeah, no. But it's a good one though. But see, the thing, it's a good
first
one.
Round pick 2.5 years ago. He had to go for a first. I mean, don't get me wrong. He could have went for a second in another conversation, but Jerry Jones wanted it, so he went and got it immediately because he also knew he was going to have him for 5 years because he was going to be the one to extend him.
Ooh, Mike said he'd rather have Amari instead of Davante.
And I can see I can see a little bit the argument for that. It's only by price because it wouldn't cost hardly anything to get Amari.
I'm a biased Amari fan, so I'm gonna be quiet about this.
But he ain't better than Davante, not even close.
I know he's not, but I'm just biased with him. I'm biased when it comes to
Amari Cooper is I think Amari Cooper is.
Hey yo.
Never mind.
Mo. No, go ahead, Mo.
I just feel like he's too regular production-wise for his ability.
I get what you say. He's a constant 1,000-yard receiver. Like,
I know. He's like a 9, but he's like 1,100. He's like 1,000.
Oh, you said he should be even fit. You should be higher than that.
His production for what ability he has should be way higher.
I mean, I will say it's not doing him any justice where he's at right now. So I'll keep that a buck too.
Hey, we talk about Amari Cooper. We talk about Amari Cooper, right? Let's not talk him up because he does play Washington this week, right? Let's not talk Amari Cooper up.
I mean,
and Amari Cooper has one of those. He's been a Washington killer for the last couple of times. He's been a Washington
exactly.
I mean, we always give up a touchdown to a number 1 wide receiver anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
That's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
you just don't need it, and you just don't need it in the.
I mean, like every week it's been the number 1. Like that's just
no, it's crazy.
It's every week. It's been the number 1 wide receiver.
Had 2
like,
week 1.
He will. Yes. It is everyone.
Neighbors had 1.
Yes. Neighbors. Yep.
Neighbors had 1.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase had a big play touchdown.
He had 2. Jamar Chase had 2.
He had 2. And then
Marvin Harrison Jr. had a touchdown the first one. Yeah.
But they did strap Marvin Harrison after that. I mean,
what's name strapped them? You know who strapped them? Kyler Murray strapped them.
Kyler Murray.
That's who strapped them. Like that's who straps.
I'm about to say everybody know the answer to that question.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. But yeah. So I'm just saying, like every number 1 wide receiver. So I could mention them, and it's Amari too. And we'll talk about it. And that's when we talk about pregame, we're gonna talk about Amari. But and it's Amari too, which George talks about what he does to us consistently. That's why I'm never mad when Ron Rivera was trying to get Amari Cooper in DC. Like so when my man Mike said I'd rather get Amari Cooper, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be mad at it. Yeah, I don't know if Amari's a good fit though with Jaden though. I'll be real with you. I don't know if he's a good fit with Jaden though.
Amari does disappear in games. I mean, look at his total this year. I mean, I know he got Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to be fair, bro. Like, he can't throw the ball to himself. Look,
right, Amari. But I'm saying.
Flacco got him his best season ever.
Bruh, exactly.
He had his best season ever in like year 10, though. Like, come on. It was like, and it was only still 1,200 yards.
Yeah, man. And I like, hey, look, I mean, it may not be PC, but I root for Deshaun Watson. I don't care.
Me too.
Yeah, and like, he's just not him anymore.
Just not this week.
It should be Jameis time in Cleveland.
It should honestly be. Nah, real talk. I'd rather play Jameis Winston over, and that's bad.
Don't say that.
Watson.
Can we have that conversation? Because that conversation was a lot of people that maybe on this chat or on this line. They wanted Deshaun in Washington. Let's be honest.
I know why I am. I claim it. I did.
I wasn't talking about you. We all knew if it wouldn't have not been a big PR hit, Deshaun Watson might have been a Washington Commander.
I'm a cancel culture. I'm not a cancel culture dude. So yeah, I would have him in DC easily. I'm gonna let folks know that already. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible person.
As long as you play football, go ahead.
As long as you play football, man.
Hey, Todd said the best comp is Ravens trading a second pick for T.O. from the Niners. T.O. was 30 years old at that time.
Yes.
Niners?
Yeah.
Was it the Niners? Oh, the Eagles. I thought he got traded to the Eagles first.
Nah, to the Eagles he meant.
To the Eagles, he means. All right, yeah, he means the Eagles, right?
No, yeah, the Eagles. Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, not the.
Yeah, he was one of the great.
Yeah,
he was one of the all-time great memes and clips ever. That's my quarterback.
Okay, yeah. He was 30. Yeah, that's definitely a fact. Seems to disappear because of effort. Okay, Marius. Yeah. I mean, he's playing. Oh, you know what? I like this one. T. Higgins, man.
Yeah,
that's a good.
That's been talked about. That was talked about a lot in preseason too.
T. Higgins is a good one. That's a good one. So I guess on our, I'm actually let me pull up our on X. On X.
They gave that man $20 million. He ain't going nowhere.
He gonna go to the Jets though. Real talk.
They gave him a franchise tag. He out of he ain't going.
Oh, Higgins.
Hey,
Higgins he ain't going nowhere this year. He ain't going nowhere this year.
No.
He gonna get no. He ain't going nowhere. On our X poll, should the Commanders go all in on trying to acquire Davante Adams? 45% said yes. 55% said no. 88 folks voted. So it's not that far off. You know, I mean, the fact, like, to Mo's point though, like, Mom asked you, would you go like how far if you felt that he's truly on the block and you Commanders, you have interest. How far do you think Washington should go? Should they go all in on it, or should they just like put their pinky toe in it?
Davante?
Yeah, Davante. Should they go all in?
Man, if you can get Davante for a third and a fifth,
all right.
Like the third this year.
Is that all into you? Is that all into you though? You know what I mean? You know how?
That's all into me. That's all into me because that's all into me because you're giving up 2 future picks. You're also going to have to turn around and pay him.
Got you.
Hey, so that's all in. That's all in. Okay. You just getting the advance on your draft. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get him for a third and a fifth, because Stephon Diggs went for less.
Yeah.
All right, Stephon Diggs went for less.
He's younger.
Antonio Brown first, I think.
Was he at first?
I don't remember. Nobody. The last prolific wide receiver to go for a first.
Was it Amari?
Amari, yeah.
It may have been Amari, right?
I think so.
And outside of this DJ Moore trade, right? This DJ Moore.
You know what? The DJ Moore, yeah, that was a big one too.
DJ Moore went for a lot.
He went for first, right? DJ went for first, right?
I think he went for.
Yeah. I mean, he was part of that pick swap, right?
Yeah, DJ was part of it. Yeah, facts.
So things like that, outside of those two, like a third and a fifth is what's gotten a lot of older but still great wide receivers in the past. A third and a fifth, and then you pay the difference and they check. I don't think Davante's going for $30 million anymore. I don't think anybody's going to give him $30 million anymore. You know what I mean? I think.
Well, there was a poll on X that had 60% of the fans.
Oh, I saw that, Rory. Oh God. Why we're even having polls over that is just beyond me. But that's not.
We call Davante Adams. Let's be honest. We know Davante Adams wants to go play with either Derek Carr or
that's nothing for real.
Or Aaron Rodgers, right? He wants to go play with either one of those two guys. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to come to Chocolate City. He doesn't want to come.
No, the Rays gonna be petty. They ain't gonna have him go. They ain't gonna have him play with. They're definitely not gonna have him play with Aaron Rodgers. He's in the AFC.
In the AFC,
it's gonna be somebody in NFC. I'm sure.
He's going to New Orleans.
Well, that's the thing. I don't see why it couldn't be us. Because again, we can absorb the contract. We don't have to do anything to absorb that contract. And again, I don't think they have any leverage here or very little. The Raiders. So I feel like the price can come down, especially here's the other thing. The Saints all of a sudden have lost a couple in a row. They fall out of contention. They're not going to do it. They've got to make this deal, the Raiders, because it's only going to fester and cause a distraction for that team if they don't trade him, because they all know the coach definitely wants him gone and he wants to go. So that's not a good situation for that locker room.
He's also nursing a hamstring injury right now, so it can't be that fast. It has to
you think that's a real hamstring? You think that's real?
No. The initial sit down is because of a hamstring. This week's sit down is because of the hoopla.
Okay, because he was good after that game, and all of a sudden I don't know if it's real.
He got hurt in practice. He got hurt.
I know that's what they say. That's what after
he was going to go. He was going to go. I think something happened in that engagement during the week.
Oh.
That's what started the
I know Pierce. When Pierce said like he gonna make business, his own business.
See that?
I was like, as soon as he
That's
didn't
what
play, I was like,
that's
all
what put
right.
my antenna up too.
So that makes my antenna go up, but it made my antenna go up like, all right, Davante decided he didn't want to play.
Yeah.
And he was available to play.
Yeah.
That's why I took that one. I didn't take it like,
Okay.
like
that's fair.
Davante was available to play, and because Davante had already been talking about a trade, I think that's why he didn't play.
Yeah.
But they still had to pay him, and that's the thing. He's still getting one. He got his $1 million.
Yeah, per game, he's still gonna make his bread. So they
hit it on NFL Network that Tay is open to other teams. Yeah, I mean, I know he's open to other teams. He's not.
Yeah,
he want to get out, man.
He open to other teams, but he want to go to teams where he's familiar with the quarterback, right? He doesn't want to go with a rookie quarterback. That's something we haven't talked about. Does Davante Adams want to go with a rookie quarterback? We know Jaden Daniels' upside. We know what this team has done. We know what he's been doing. But does Davante Adams want to go to a rookie quarterback?
This is nasty.
He wants to go to somebody who's established.
Yeah, it's Ryan Williams, the 17-year-old at Bama available. Go ahead, chill out,
bro.
That dude made like that looked like a cartoon. What he did in that winning touchdown against Georgia. Was insane.
He said he got the Willie Mays hamstring. I'm just saying, bro. Davante ain't playing with Davante.
Yeah,
Davante Nigeria, man. He 419.
But I really feel bad for Antonio Pierce because this is his first full year as the head coach of that team, and he has to deal with this stuff. And guess what? You're dealing with it in the AFC West, where it's already highly competitive, right? You have the Kansas City Chiefs, you have the Los Angeles Chargers, you got the Denver Broncos who's starting to win football games now, and you the Oakland Raiders. And Antonio Pierce, we knew from when he was in Washington and when he was in New York, he's a competitor. He wants to win football games, and he's going to make sure that if Antonio Pierce is a bigger distraction, he probably won't play.
Devontae is a big distraction.
I mean, Davante is a distraction, and if he can't play this year, then he might get the RG3 treatment. Go to the locker room.
But you know what? The rest of that locker room was still running through a brick wall for him. So I think they need to get Adams out of there ASAP, and then I think things can go all right.
I'm not mad at Davante Adams because he was sold that he was play with his boy. He was sold that he was going to play with his boy Derek Carr. That's what it was. That's what he came to Oakland. He didn't come for the and then
they got rid of
Gruden
before the end of the year.
Yeah, and Gruden messed that all up. So it's not like when people keep saying like it's not like he came into a situation where it wasn't. Was it McDowell? Who's the quarter? Who's the coach last year? Was it Gruden? Was it Gruden or was it Josh
McDaniels?
They had Bisaccia for a little bit.
Sorry, yeah, thank you, Josh McDaniels. Sorry, Josh McDaniels messed it up. That's what happened. He messed it up, and he struggled. So you know what I mean? So it's not like they struggled to Carr struggled in that system. So it's and the coach before that, the interim coach who got him to the postseason was better off than Josh McDaniels. So basically, like anyway, what I'm saying is Davante was pretty much deceived in a way. Like I came to Oakland, to the Raiders to play with my dude. Then you got rid of my dude, and now I gotta play with these dudes.
I gotta play with Garoppolo.
Yeah, exactly. Facts. So that's not what he signed up for. So it's not like I get why he's disgruntled. Like I don't even want to be here for real, bro. I came here to play with my college.
It's not the coach. It's not the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, that's why I know where he's coming from. Like I didn't come to play with this. This was not what I came for. I came to play with my man. Mm-hmm. I thought my man was safe here. That's what he thought. I thought my man was the franchise quarterback. Like it's just like you go in a situation. Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. Now I'm not saying Carr is Aaron Rodgers, but you know what I mean. He's a staple in that organization. And all of a sudden now I don't have Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Not because of injury. I don't have him because y'all don't want him anymore.
Yeah. Because and then you turn around and you fire that coach.
Yeah.
Then you turn, so you got my man out of here.
Yeah.
You fired the coach.
Then you fired the coach
in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You could have had my man here still.
Exactly. So that's where he's at. So I get it. I get the frustration.
Gruden would have stayed if he hadn't got caught up in that whole email situation, and everything would have been a little bit better.
But but not even that. It's not even Gruden. It's more of the interim coach they decided not to keep. That's the dude that was killing for him.
Right, but you wouldn't have had the interim coach if Gruden had.
Yeah, but I'm saying I get that. But I'm saying Carr had success. I'm just saying for Carr, they were going to the season feeling good about their team. Mm-hmm. Then they get Josh McDaniels in because they weren't saying we don't want the interim, we want Josh McDaniels. then that screwed everything up. That screwed everything up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get his frustration. I get Davante's frustration.
I get it.
Because I didn't sign up. I didn't sign up for this.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that. My man said, what about Tyler Boyd? He's a clean route runner and good hands, but not much of a deep threat. He plays for Tennessee. He plays for the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, I like Tyler Boyd. That's a slot. He's a slot. He's more of a slot dude.
Let McCaffrey cook.
No, McCaffrey's been good. So it's
Let
there's no need
McCaffrey
to really.
He's
That's
not
like there's no need
trading.
to look for a slot dude. He's been good in the slot.
I would not trade for an old average slot dude. That doesn't.
I ain't call him average though, but I knew
he's average. He's not an elite slot dude. He's average.
I mean, he's playing with a bad quarterback. He was good. Like he's really good with the Bengals. So
He's
I'm
a 500
Yeah, he
yard
was
wide
really good
receiver.
at Bengals.
He was.
He's
good
a
with the Bengals,
600 yard wide receiver. That's not elite.
I mean, what was he last year? The year before last?
Less than that.
For real, he was hurt last year though.
Man, you making excuses for Tyler.
Look,
Boyd.
man, I don't feel like looking up
Tyler Boyd ain't
stats, man.
never been
I don't
that
feel like
nice.
looking up stats. That's all. I don't feel like looking up stats.
Tyler Boyd ain't been
I
that
don't
nice
have
since he
time to
left
look up
Pitt.
stats. I don't have that energy.
Not
Tay
since
went
he
it
went
out
to Pitt.
last year. Y'all watch receivers. Yeah, when did he went? He went out. Yeah, look who was his quarterback? Who was his coach? That's the point. Josh
Tyler
McDaniels,
Boyd has
bro.
never been great.
Yo, Tyler Boyd stats, 2018 is best. Held up Tyler Boyd's best year. Was 2019, he had 1,046 yards, 90 receptions. 2018 he had 76 yards, 76 receptions, 1,028 yards. Currently this year, Tyler Boyd has 10 receptions for 108 yards.
I mean, look at his quarterback is now. Y'all killing me. Like I told you. What was last year's stats? 500?
600.
Last year he had 603.
What year before that? How many games though?
Let's give me last year he had 67 catches for 667 yards.
67 catches ain't bad, bro. For
2 touchdowns.
Ain't bad.
Not for somebody, not to trade for Tyler Boyd.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't got to trade.
Not to trade for Tyler Boyd.
I get you, man.
Absolutely not.
Nah, I get your point. Not to trade. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. Look, Mo, we can agree. You certainly on Nigeria. We could agree. See, we're working. We're working right now. We're working. We can agree. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to read. See, Kia. It said boy. It said boy. Boy is a Kia.
That's all right. And Kias are okay. It's not worth trading a lot for them.
Yeah, exactly. It said, I love my Commanders. Not a certain player. It's a team effort. It definitely is a team effort.
Yeah,
he got good hands, man. Yeah, you saw he snatched the ball. Like he's got good hands.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? See how I'm positive about Luke. I was hating on Luke. You see how positive I can be. I'm telling you, I'm matured. Wide receiver is the most defensive position in NFL. Remember exactly. I totally agree. You need a court like Randy Moss with the Raiders is always my example of what a quarterback can do to you.
Right.
Randy Moss is a special case though because 3 quarterbacks had their best ever year when he was their receiver.
I'm talking about when he played with Collins.
You gotta stop it, man.
Kerry Collins, he was horrible. Kerry Collins.
But Dante Culpepper, Tom Brady, and Randall Cunningham all had their best years of their career when they had Randy Moss.
My point was how bad Kerry Collins was at the time.
Yeah.
You want to know why Tyler Boyd had those 2 big seasons?
Why, Mo?
Those are the years that AJ Green was out.
That's true.
And he was good though.
I'm talking about him in the slot, like to trade for in the middle of the year.
He was good back then, though. He was good though. Back
then. Yeah, and now he's 30.
Now he's old though. Yeah, I agree. He's older now. I'm not arguing with you. I say he's older now.
He's 30. He's 30. What? Tyler Boyd is what?
30. What? 32?
No, 29.
He's 29.
He's only 29.
He played like he in his 30s. Yeah, he did. Brady won his bowls well, but Brady had his best individual year.
But his best season ever was with Randy, and they should have won that Super Bowl. We're not going to talk about that.
The undefeated season was with Randy Moss.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I think who says the team? My man, Mike said
undefeated season.
They had undefeated regular season. Let me put
that. You're a Giants fan. I keep forgetting.
Get that correct, man. Put some respect.
Mike. Yeah, look. Mike said it earlier. It's still a team game. You know what I'm saying?
Johnny Samuel dropping that interception. God bless it.
Nasty work. And there was angels in the outfit. There was angels on that football field. So
somebody mama praying.
There was angels in that football field, bro.
Hey, prayers from both sides, baby.
It was, bro. I feel. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Best season and loss to Eli. Eli be clutching them in them big games though. I give him that. Eli be clutching those big games.
Man, bringing that up is giving me gas. Let's talk about something else.
Oh, good
Michael
God.
Strahan said, "I
Jesus.
got my championship. I'm retiring."
Oh my God. Hold on, let me see if we got any more. Hey, y'all any more comments before I close the show out? So you throw your comments out there because this show is about to be closed out. But hold on, let me check on IG. And thanks to y'all for tuning in, man. We got a lot of good feedback. I think Ray on here, he said it's Vegas, LOL. Oh, I think he's talking about I don't know what he's
We kept calling them Oakland.
Oh yeah.
I might call him Oakland. Sorry, Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
That old habits die hard. Old habits die hard.
It's easy, man. Stop being petty,
I still
Ray.
call the Chargers San Diego.
Me too.
Here. Same. Ditto.
I call the Commanders Redskins. So who cares?
I call the Commanders
Redskins.
Who cares? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. We know what time it is. I don't call the Giants.
Don't ever change, Wole. Don't ever change, man.
I won't, man. I won't be caring. I don't be caring at all. I told you I'm about to be canceled. Hey, Deluxe said Eli's defense was clutch in those games that gave Eli a chance to get lucky. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, he was clutch, man.
I don't want to start a fight with Mo, so I'm going to abstain from responding to that.
Man, he was clutch, man. Nah, man, we're gonna do this. Hey, Paul, we're gonna do this on a pregame show, bro. We're gonna say this. All right.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, we can
say this on pregame, bro. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess y'all. Wait, hold on. What Roy say before I let you? Yo, FTG. What does FTG stand for? I don't want to say it. It's
a curse word. The Giants, I think, is what it means.
Got you. All right. Good God, you guys are horrible, man.
Wole, before we close out, man, who do you think Davante Adams end up with? Let's go around.
Really? The real team? I think he'll be a Saint.
Okay.
Yeah.
George.
Oh God! I mean, I know that there was all that talk about him and the Jets. I think the Saints are going to fall out of it. I'm thinking that their number might be up. Shoot, it's definitely going to be an NFC team. Well, you know, it's funny. We're watching Atlanta tonight. What about Atlanta?
Oh, Roy says Detroit.
Oh my God! I do not want that to happen. No.
What happened?
Do not
Brown plays on the slot for real.
They're going to the damn Super Bowl if they get Davante Adams, Detroit. Oh my God! Even Goff couldn't screw that up.
I think I agree. Most likely the NFC. I think it's the NFC team. I don't think you.
I think it's definitely an NFC team. The Raiders.
Because you're
like the Saints. It's the Saints, y'all. It's the Saints. It has
you think Saints too, right? You and me, right?
It's the Saints because Derek Carr has more longevity on his team than Aaron Rodgers has remaining.
Good point.
Tell you what, whoever said Detroit's got is pretty sharp. I like that. I mean, I don't like it for the future, but I think that's a pretty good pick.
If that's the case, then send them to Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm about to say too. Send them to Pittsburgh.
Oh, the Raiders have never helped the Steelers. No. The Raiders have never helped.
The Raiders have never helped the Steelers, but if we're gonna be in La La Land, let's all be in La La Land.
Yeah.
I'm sending them to Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, Mia Comm said a while ago she thought he would land in Washington. She didn't say that, but I don't think we really are going to get Davante. But if it happens, I told you I'll be happy. This one. Todd says the Ravens. Again, I don't think he's gonna be in it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think he's gonna be in it.
I don't think it'll be AFC. I think
the Ravens are a good fit, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, they're a great fit.
The Ravens would be a great fit.
Great fit.
For everybody involved. But I don't think he goes to the Ravens because they're running the ball too well right now. Like even if
that too. They barely using Mark Andrews. That's how well they run the ball.
Mark Andrews, he's washed though.
You think he's washed?
He's hurt.
Likely he's a stud too.
Likely a stud.
Mark Andrews is still hurt and he's playing too early. I think. I really believe that.
But Zay Flowers is like that though.
So Zay is like that.
Zay Flowers is not a number one though.
Not like I know you're talking about Mo. I know what you're talking about.
He's not a number one.
Thank you. I like this one. Baltimore does have too many mouths to feed. We talk about Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, and then you add Davante Adams. Ain't enough football to go around.
You said likely.
That's not true. That's not true. That's just 2 wide receivers and a running back.
Oh no, I think you can give them the ball.
The only reason they don't have the Western is because Lamar's not going to throw it that many times.
Yeah, because you got Henry. Because of Henry.
But outside of that, you telling me
and Justice Hill, like they got a good
guys. Whenever y'all tell me there's not enough balls to go around, like it's somebody that had 6 or 7 targets last week that didn't deserve Yeah, Rashad Bateman. He can't take Rashad
You don't
Bateman.
like
Good
Bateman?
point.
Bateman, I like that.
That's a good
I like
point.
Bateman. I actually like Bateman. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Bateman.
Like, let's not make this difficult here, man.
Yeah,
Davante Adams.
he ain't Adams, but I like Bateman though. He ain't Adams though.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hey, Bateman can go yesterday.
Hey, most definitely.
He can go yesterday if I can get Davante Adams.
Yeah, definitely. Ravens are throwing.
I'll help him pack his bags. Don't worry.
To most point, Deluxe said Ravens are throwing less than 20 times and have 2 tight ends and not even getting the ball. I know.
They have 1 tight end, guys. Mark Andrews is not it.
No. Real talk. Even Likely don't get the ball like that anymore.
Yeah. But Likely never got the ball a lot. He just came on.
Well, I'm just saying now because to your point, because of Henry, he's really not. They're really not.
They're too efficient. They're too efficient on the ground.
Can't again. AFC. There's no in the division. Nah, bro.
I'm about to say forget the AFC in the division.
Never.
Never. Perfect fit. We gonna say it's perfect fit, but nah.
there ain't enough first round draft choices the Chiefs could trade to make that happen.
Raiders, Kansas City.
The Rams are good. Rams are a good choice because with all the injuries
the
they
Rams
have
are very good
right now.
The Rams are a very good choice.
The Rams are not a good choice, y'all.
They're 1-3. I think the Rams are
coming back.
They are coming back. They are. They're coming back next week after they have a bye this week.
They're both coming back.
They both coming back
within the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
On top of that,
but you could Cooper could play slot too though. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but on top of that, the other 2 kids are playing well.
Look, hey, what you just say, Mo? We talking about Davante Adams though.
I got you, but the Rams already don't have money.
Okay, you say no money. We said that no money. I agree with that.
Already don't have
if it's money, look, if it's money, I'm with you. But we talking about I'm with you. We talk money, I'm with you. But we talking about them other. They not.
Rams going to be 1-4 anyway.
I'm about to be 1-4. Rams ain't where he needs to. That ain't gonna work.
No,
we talk about money. If you talk about money, I'm with you. I'm with you with money. But we talking about them players.
No, he can play over.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you don't invest a mid-round.
I know you say like you don't invest just to invest. I get you.
Right.
You don't invest in that to get Davante when you got 2 Pro Bowl teams.
Yeah, I got you. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Who can't stay healthy?
Look, man.
I mean,
Paul, you really want to?
Puka just got hurt though.
Yeah, he said.
Paul, I agree with you. I think Washington is a logical choice. Yeah. I sure as hell don't want to see Davante Adams with Detroit.
Paul, I'm with you. It's definitely a logical choice. To me, I'm being real with you, Paul. That's why I put the question: will you go all in? It's all about what Adam Peters wants to go all in,
and if they're willing to work.
Because there are teams. I do feel like even George says there's not like the leverage, but I will say this: that because there are teams, I think the AFC they're gonna care. I think they're gonna be petty with the AFC. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think they're gonna be very petty with the AFC. But I do think that you have teams in the NFC that want him, like say it's Saints, they're gonna be willing for Derek Carr. They're gonna be, and they see how close they are. They're gonna be willing to make that trade. So Washington's gonna have to bid against them.
If the Las Vegas Raiders trade Davante Adams, they are not going to the playoffs. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not going to the playoffs.
Who says they're going to playoffs?
I'm just saying, like we can cut all that out.
Yeah, they're not going to playoffs.
Yeah, they're definitely rebuilding at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, because who is Gardner Minshew going to throw?
He's not a diva though, Roy. He's not a diva. He's not a diva. Like,
yeah, I don't agree with that. He's not a
diva. He's not like them other dudes, bro. Like, I know he's not them.
He got lied to. He got stuck in a situation.
He just got in a situation that he didn't want to be in anymore. Like, he was promised something that he wasn't. I'm gonna be real with you. Peters won't go all in. He'll make a smart deal if it's available. That's what I think. I don't think he'll go all in. That's why I don't think. Like, if that was the case, there would be like DBs they would have went after. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't think he. Yeah. Timothy. Like, the Bills need a receiver. I agree with you, but I don't know if they would trade him to the Bills. I don't think they would trade the AFC, but I do agree. But you know what? I mean, maybe. I won't even maybe. Because, like, to most point, if they trade him, they know they're not going to the postseason. So why would they care if they trade? It may not be in the division. Right. It may still be. Why not do it to a team in the AFC out of the division? So I could see the Bills. You know what?
As long as the price is right. I mean,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, for real talk. You know, cap space and rising QB Washington. I know, no, Paul, you make sense, bro. I'm not saying you don't make sense. I don't think, but I'm just saying you got to look at the GM. I don't know if Adam Peters, it makes sense for Adam Peters. As a fan, it makes sense. But for Adam Peters, it may not.
You know what I look like when y'all talk about him coming to the Commanders? Remember Friday when Day was like, I hope you don't get it.
You a fool. You a fool. Hold on. Let me check it.
Salty,
Okay.
boy.
All right. Oh man, you are a fool. He don't get the ball. He will. Nah, he never acts that way. He don't act that way. He don't act that way. He doesn't act like Stephon Diggs. They're not even close. Not even close.
All he's ever said was like, let's not lose and let's not try to give me the ball so that we don't lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Vegas has to. Roy says Vegas has to do a player-friendly trade. Detroit is it.
Yeah, Detroit makes a lot of sense. Ooh,
I mean,
they're winning the NFC if they get Adams. Oh God, that would offense would be. Oh Jesus, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, he did in Green Bay with what? When he complained in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers?
No, he complained when Rodgers left.
They left the same time. He complained when he said, "Pay me."
It was money because he wanted to get paid. Because he was
underpaid. You're right. You're right.
They were holding up his money because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It was the money. It was nothing to do. It's not. He don't complain about the ball. That's not his thing because he gets the ball.
Yeah.
That's
good.
ball.
Yeah.
He's the dude that gets the ball. Yeah,
he's a magnet.
The ball.
He a magnet for real.
Yeah, for real. He's not. There are other dudes when you talk about ruined chemistry, there are other dudes out there that are way more hot tempered than Davante Adams.
Man, he's gonna come in and he's just gonna route people up.
Yeah,
he's gonna earn everybody respect.
Everybody and Q the Buck. Every receiver ain't as calm as Terry McLaurin. Look at DJ. I like DJ Moore has been deemed a calm person, but he pretty much showed up his quarterback on a Sunday night game, and DJ Moore is pretty is normally a calm dude. And Davante Adams has never done that, and Davante Adams ain't even that person. So just let y'all be known. Anyway, y'all, man, this has been dope. We about to close the show out, but again, hey, make sure y'all tune into our pregame show Sunday. It will be at 12. For the Commanders Browns game. We'll be on an hour for about an hour, about 50 minutes for real. Because we got to watch the game too. So about 50 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tune in. And after that, we're gonna have our post game right after the show. And that's when we go ham. We just chill. It's a whole party. It's a whole vibe. Hopefully they win the game. It's a whole vibe for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you're on mute, Glenn. I was wondering why I ain't hearing nothing.
No, I'll put that out there now. I say no to the black uniforms.
Oh, are they playing?
No, I'm sorry. The black unis are the best ones.
Are they? That's the thing.
From what I hear, they win the black, and all I can think about is the Bears game.
Yeah, that was a different time. That was with Ron Rivera. We're a lot better off than that. Plus, the black unis always look good. Although I wouldn't wear them in an afternoon game because it's hot.
Oh man, we'll see, bro. We'll see. Hey, real quick before we end this show, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG at ABG_everything. And also, we're on TikTok, so follow us on TikTok at ABG_everything. Oh shoot! Also, make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button. Like this video. Anyway, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. You all are the real MVPs. This has been a dope show. What was this? Somebody said something real funny. Oh, can you have a joint Ravens Commanders next week? Because I do a Ravens pregame show too. Man, that's a lot of work, bro. You trying to kill me? That's too much work. I gotta think about it, Paul. I gotta merge two different things. Karita and Candy on the same thing. I'll think about it. Paul.
The Ravens is next week?
Week after that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the real test.
That's the real test.
You know what I'm saying? That is the real test. Anyway, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Paul called me off guard with the Ravens thing. You want a combo show? Sheesh, bro. All right, anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports State of Fox Sports Radio, 90.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. For ages, deuces, we are out.